everybody, one of their Void Admiral Battle Report. I'm back with Bob. And we're here to celebrate the release of Paul's new book, Void Admiral Renegade Warfleets. It's an expansion for Void Admiral. And if you haven't watched our original series, you should, first of all. This is Paul Bantock. He's a game designer from Canada, fellow Canadian, who's done a sort of miniatures-agnostic, fleet-based game for all of your favorite fleet miniatures that you can set in any universe you want. But we're playing it set in the Horus Heresy, using some cool campaign rules that are in here. So this is an expansion. It adds new fleets, a variety of different styles. Like there's like a cybernetic one, the Dusk Wraiths, Noble Houses, which is what I'm playing today, Psychic Slugs, which pack hunters. I like the Psychic Slugs. I'm envisioning the Futurama brain slug.
Yes.
He's getting out front and they pick him up and put him back on Hermes. And it's like, oh, thank God I'm escaped from this nightmare. They put him back on. He's like, oh, thank you. It was cold down there when they drop him on the ground. I just think of the brain slugs from Futurama. And then a really cool campaign that we're going to play through called The Flight of the Tyrants, which is effectively the Scouring, right? So we've been defeated at Terra. The Renegade forces are being pushed back by the Avenging Sun and his fleet of like heroes who've arrived at the end of days. And we're going to play with that story. So the way this mission works is we start with a 30-point fleet.
Correct.
Right?
Well,
I start with a 30-point fleet. And it's divided into two 15-point parts because we're scattered at the beginning of all of this. And our first mission is, what's the name? I've forgotten immediately. The Gateway, the Gate, the enemy at the gates.
Quick.
Gates.
Gatecrashers.
Gatecrashers, that was what it was. Where we're trying to escape the initial sort of pursuit. By
so this first half is, it's fun. So it's Act 1, and then there's Part 1 and 2.
Yep.
One for one half and Part 2 for the other half.
It's a 3-act story, obviously, because it follows the 3-act structure.
So there's a void gate that you're gonna try to destroy. You can call it whatever you want here, but
in this case, it would be like the warp jump point in entry into the Empyrean.
Yeah, you're gonna, I don't know, bomb or mine it, something like that.
Yep.
So there's that, and then the second part is a meeting point. Who's out looking to reunite? Oh yeah. Okay,
it's where our forces come back together.
It's kind of joining up after you've kind of angrily virus bombed some world.
We're breaking a lot of China on the way out of the house, basically, is what's happening. We're throwing a lot of plates. So my fleet is going to have a grand total of 4 capital ships and some honor guard in the Sovereign Fleet. Now, the Sovereign Fleet's neat. One of my favorite things is they have escape pods. So I can spend dice off my command board. This game uses a command board a little bit like Saga. Use when one of your capital ships is destroyed, your opponent receives 1 less victory point when you destroy it, because my heroes leave, which is very neat. So like because I'm the protagonist fleet, like the characters in my story will leave. Elite House Guards, when one of your ships is boarded, you can roll 2 additional attacks to repel the boarders for a 2. Maintain distance, use before shooting with one of your ships or squadrons, receive +1 to hit against targets over 6, because we're trying to hold you back. Superiority for a 4. Use when you activate a ship or squadron. All of their turns during this normal movement can be 90 degrees. So I get super maneuverable.
As you will see, that's pretty awesome.
90 degree turns pretty great for 45s normally. And then Sworn Shield. Use this when you finish shooting with a squadron of honor guard. They may immediately seal their hatches.
That's pretty
cool.
Fantastic.
That's right.
And those are your small guys.
Those are my escorts. Yeah. And then Scramble Fighters. Use this when a ship with launch base is used. The ship immediately gains a fighter token. So I can gain a fighter token. So I can make all bombers and then spend a 6 and then gain a fighter token on top of it because I get to scramble all my fighters. So it's worth me having carriers in my fleet to be able to use that as well. Yeah. And also it's why I took Honor Guard, because I wanted to be able to use the Sworn Shields. And that's my starting fleet. So a Sovereign, 3 Scepters, and a unit of Honor Guard. And they're divided into 2 groups of 15 for these missions. So the Sovereign, my battleship, and one of my Scepters is 1 15-point fleet. And then I've got 2 6-point Scepters and a trio of Honor Guards as my second one. Nice. 12 + 3.
And then for me, this is a very asymmetric campaign, which is really cool.
Yep.
I don't have to keep track of my stuff.
Not in the beginning. No, just I do.
But what you'll find is that my scenarios limit how many ships and what types I can field. So for these first 2, I can only field 3-point things. So I can either field orderlies, which are my escorts, and then explorers, which are my 3-point ships. I've been using Technocrats, which is one of the new. So it's Mechanicum.
Yep.
They've got some really neat things going. Their special rules. Their high frequency shields treat flak as whatever their current shield value is.
Right.
But they can't use flak support in squadrons. My weapons don't suffer penalties for ranges, and my lasers ignore the penalty for firing at small targets.
Mm-hmm.
And then because we're all scientists and weird, I don't know, machine crazy things, we
Technocrats.
We suffer a -1 penalty on boarding or being boarded rolls. So, and then my command board gets interesting. So weapon transposition, when I activate a ship or squadron, I can exchange the weapons for any assortment of weapons that I want. So
Cool.
I think I want all lasers right now. Recharge shields, use when I activate, I immediately regain all my lost shields and therefore flak.
Nice.
Toxic miasma, when I board an enemy, I roll no boarding attacks, but deal D3 damage to the target's hull. So I just gas you instead of boarding.
Because you're radioactive on the inside because everything's robots. Yeah.
Bypass shield frequency. For this activation, one of my ships or squadrons lasers ignore enemy shields. Cool. Microwave wormhole. This is a little crazier. When you activate one of your ships, move it anywhere on the table, facing any direction. But then you end your activation. No shooting. Then finally, teleport bomb. Used when you shoot with a capital ship, target an enemy ship within 6 inches whose shields are down and deal 1 hull damage.
Just
outright
teleport a bomb on board. It's so funny.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot my actual special rules. The reason I picked noble houses to be like a house divine type basically in this story was because they have really funny core rules. So they have cull the rabble as their basic rule. They never suffer the -1 for shooting small targets.
Yeah.
Because they just love killing the weak basically.
Yeah.
Tight ranks, they get +1 of their flak value for every one of the house guard little escorts within 2 inches of a ship.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so my flak value goes up like crazy.
So, and then just don't fire missiles at your capitals. Basically.
And then reflexive tokens, reflexive shielding, whenever I get a hatches sealed token, I immediately get my shields back. So my little guys who can use, so basically with sworn shields is when I have a 5, I can run up, shoot you, spend the 5, get a hatch shield, and get a shield back.
And get, well, hatch a seal, you get +1 to your armor.
That's right. So my armor goes up by 1 as well.
And your shields go right back up.
It's going to be very cool. So, and that means I'm armor 3 with my escorts even. So it takes 3 successes to kill me.
I'm going to have some laser games.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And so it is. So we'll show you the first mission and we'll get this underway. So here are our 2 fleets all set up. We've got my noble house fleet over here with my 2, so it's 15 points of my 30. 2 of my capital ships. We have the scepter called the Devout, and it has gun turrets, and fighter bays. And then on the left there, we have the Pilgrim, which has lasers, and fighter bays. Its honor guard is 3 missile pod / cannon escorts right here. And then we have Bob's fleet, which is nothing but lights, it looks like.
Yep, so we've got a squadron of orderlies that have lasers, and then we've got 3 explorers. Those are my lights. So one is, well, let me take a look at them. One has double cannons. One is, these
double cannons.
Is double cannons, cannon laser, and then missile cannon. One of the interesting things with my fleet is I have no fighters.
I know. Nothing. I do, and you don't. Now, who are the designers for these ships? I
have to. Yeah, we should mention that. I'll look them up and do it in the outro so I can.
Because people are always asking where we get our ships from.
Yeah, and these. So the thing to note is I wanted to print something that was entirely FDM.
Yeah.
So these are just printed on an Ender 3.
And they look great. Yeah, and then our gun turrets back here are from Brigade models, as is that big jump gate, the space station. And I'm using some classic BFG minis from GW. As we are fleeing the scouring, right, this is the war in the Sol system. We've got tons of burning wreckage all over the board. Some orbital sort of like debris as well over here with some asteroid fields. Our jump gate in the back and the 2 gun platforms. Now my deployment is on this side, and I think it's 12 inches.
You get, my friend, 12 inches to deploy up.
And then across from you have to try and defend this platform, which is my escape route, but I'm going to destroy it.
Yes, except that I am unready. Yeah. I don't have a flagship, so I get half my command dice.
That's right.
And I don't actually deploy on the table.
You come in as reserves.
I've got to come in as reserves, and that's what these 6 dice are on the edge.
And the gun turrets, that's right. So you have your reserve spaces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which you'll deploy on. I have the ability to kind of get the jump, but you're defending it with these gun platforms. And the turret itself is armor 3 and can take 8 damage, but has no shields. It has flak though, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
No flak.
No flak
I
either.
Just dump missiles into it.
Dump missiles into that thing.
Fantastic. And the game for this first mission is played on a 3x4. We're deployed. So over here,
You're deployed.
I'm deployed. The Devout and his honor guard hanging out over here. Because of my special rule, they'll add his flak. Then we have the Pilgrim on the flank, being a Pilgrim. The gun platforms start hatches sealed for +1 armor, but also with sitting duck tokens.
Permanently.
And then always the jump gate is going to be a sitting duck. So in round 1, all you get to activate is going to be those gun turrets. And I need to roll my command board. Do you get your command board in round 1 if there's no ships on? Probably. Roll it that way if you
I'm rolling it
later on. Yeah. 2 5s, 3 5s, 2 5s and a 6.
I mean,
Nice.
5s are cool because I can use the wormhole
Absolutely.
to move around if I deploy on something crazy. So I'm going to keep them.
5s for my honor guard. I got a elite house guard to repel some borders, a maintain distance, a scramble fighter, and a superiority.
Myself somewhere, and then a teleporter bomb, which is so cool.
Yeah, why not? Okay, so we rolled a command dice. We get to deploy our fighter tokens. So all of my launch spaceships are going to get a Viper. Our fighter tokens placed and our shields recharged and our command dice rolled. Now reinforcements arrive. So D6 in to see where your first reinforcements
And I'm going to do my cannon missile. Here you are. Cannon missile light ship.
Go for it.
At 2.
Which is right here. Whoa, convenient for you. Now you're in disarray because you're all angry. That's why you don't have a commander and you have less command dice. But
Correct.
You could just show up and ambush me. Let's do some initiative. I got a 1. You start going first with your single ship. Where would you like to go?
Okay. My explorer is going to somehow contain his rage. And all I'm going to do is move up and get ready for an ambush.
Okay. So 4-inch movement, and then you can turn 45.
Turn, and we're going to wait right here.
Smart. Fini.
And I guess if I'm not shooting, I might as well seal some hatches.
Go for it. Get some extra armor. Yeah. Well, then, I think it's time to bring out the Pilgrim. The Pilgrim wanders. And what the Pilgrim's going to do is the Pilgrim is actually going to spend a 6 off my command board to gain an additional fighter token. Because I can scramble fighters and get extras. We can move 8, so we'll go 4 at the first move. We will pivot slightly. We will, you know what? We're not going to pivot. We're going to pivot this way. Then we're going to go 4 again. Up to here. Our fighter's with us. And that looks a lot like 18 to me, but you do have your hatches shield, which I don't love. If you're a sitting duck, do I want to just try and goof? Yeah, let's do it. Is I send a fighter bay after this guy right here and try and blow him up.
Yeah.
Armor 3 and flak 3. So I'll be -3 to these dice rolls for how many attacks I get.
Correct. Okay. In total, -3 in total.
In total, yeah. So 2d6 attacks. That's 4 attacks total. And then your armor is 3. And I'm rolling to hit on, but you're sitting ducks and +1 to hit. Because you're sitting duck token. 1, 2, your armor 3, so no damage. To you, I've attempted and failed to blow up that gun platform.
I know that you're an 18 inches, so I'm going to shoot back. So here we're going to fire. I didn't specify what they were, so I think by default that means I'm going to be taking cannons.
Yep.
So we're going to do 6 attacks. And my cannons are over 12 inches, so I'm going to get a -1, so I need 5s to
armor
hit.
3, shields 2. Oh, so
Jeez Louise, so that is 4 hits. So how many shields do you have?
2 shields, and then the armor will absorb the rest.
And then, yes.
Shields collapse. To me again. What do I wish to do? I think we go in with the escorts this time. And they are going to be able to shoot front side with everything except for their missile pods that only shoot front. Now they're going to be moving 12. So they're going to go, I'm just going to use the lead guy here and go 4, pivot, and then 4 again up to here, pivot, and then just get right in your hostile little
Right in my
face.
grill.
Just directly in your grill with everybody. And then we'll start by shooting our whatchamacallits, torpedoes at you. Can. You are little. No, you're not little because you're a light cruiser.
I am a light cruiser.
So missiles first. It's minus your flak, but I get D6 attacks.
All right, my flak is 3 because my current shield strength is 3.
Okay. Total, because there's 2 per ship. And your armor is +1 right now. So your armor normally is what, 2?
It's 2, so it's 3.
Goes up to 3. So this ignores your shields, hits on 4s. I think I'm -1 for being up close, aren't I? For being within 6 inches. Attacks, I'm hitting on 5s because I'm within short range, but I ignore your shields. So if I get a 6 and a hit, then I'll do it. Nope.
Oh, so close.
Almost. Guns, and my guns can pop your shields. I have 2 per model, so 6 total. Being within 6 gives me +1 to hit, so I'm going to be hitting on 3s this time, and 6s explode. That will be 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will drop your shields, I believe.
Sure will.
But the rest will get absorbed by armor. My 5, after I finish shooting with a squadron of honor guard, I immediately seal my hatches. Armor goes from 2 to 3. And that's good learning. If I shot you before I fired my torpedoes, your flak would go down because it's the electronic signature of your shields that gives you your flak bonus. That's right.
Right. So my other gun platform is not in range of anything, I suspect.
No, I'm pretty sure you can shoot him. 18?
Oh, yeah, I'm 18.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Too, remember.
Yeah, let's keep firing at the thing with its shields down. So, same thing, right? So I've got 6. I am needing 5s to hit because I'm over 12 inches.
Outside of 12, that's right. So you're on 5s. 6s explode. Oh my god. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So that'll do.
That's a hull. You bleed my own blood. All right. Well, then we've been bloody but unbowed. It is time to do the next element of ultraviolence. That's going to come from the Devout. The Devout moves 8. I'm just going to rip ahead to here. And I think I just start killing, Morty. I've got all of the guns. The Devout is armed with 1 fighter turret and then just gun turrets everywhere. And because we're to the side, they can all shoot. So 2 banks of gun turrets. On the Scepter is 4 plus 4 is 8. Shots. They're not inside of 6, but they're not outside of 12.
Correct.
So they're going to be hitting on 4s. That's going to be 5 total. So that should land me a damage.
That will.
You currently are unflacked. So I can just send my fighters after you.
Absolutely.
And make D6 attacks, which I will. Bada boom. I get 4 bada booms. Hitting on 4s. No, you're,
yeah, 4. Yep.
4s.
There's another one.
Another point of damage.
That puts me, crippled. So I'm going to be 1 rolling at a -1 to hit.
That's right. It's activation. I believe that's your last activation too. That's the end of round 1.
Right.
So start a round. We're into round 2 now. First things first, recharge shields. These guys are going to come back. Board. I get a 2 and a 3. So elite house guards for boarding and maintain a distance. Definitely could have used maintain distance to get +1 to hit against targets over 6 inches, which would have been. You get to place a new squadron.
I do, yes, because I don't. No, we could do command board if you have anything.
I did mine already. Yep.
I'm going to leave mine the way they are.
Okay.
And yes, let's see. I'm going to do. Let's see. Let's do double cannon.
Double cannon it is.
Big bucks, no whammies. 6.
So 6 right back here behind me, sprung. All right. Initiative. Who is going first and who is dead? Is he convenient?
Yeah. I like your dice, man.
I know,
nice.
Right?
So yeah, I'm going to activate double cannons here, and it's before I shoot. Yes.
Go get him.
We're going to move into 6-inch range,
okay.
And cannons blazing and teleport a bomb on there. I mean, all the things.
Get my shields down and shoot me with the bomb. Do you want to turn it on?
No.
Okay. It's a lot of dice.
All right. So
and you're shooting me in. I'm not a sitting duck. You are firing at the rear though for +1 to hit, and you're within 6 for +1 to hit. So we're hitting on 2s. 2 to the plus. Things aren't looking good for Skeeter. So 2 misses.
Those actually do hit.
That it will be my shields down again because I have 2 shields and a point of damage.
And you take a point of damage from my bomb too.
So 3 damage total, which means I'm now crippled. Well, that wasn't good. That's not what we wanted. That's okay. We've got. Oh, I forgot my fighter's recharge too. I forgot a fighter. Well, I didn't appreciate that. To be honest, Not my favorite. What was the thing we got wrong with escorts in our last campaign? I can't turn before I move.
Turn like normal with them.
That's right. Okay. We were mistaking Battlefleet Gothic rules. I think what I'm gonna do instead here is I'm just gonna bring this guy into the fight. We're gonna go 4. We're gonna pivot.
Oh, I need to check what my
We're gonna go 4 again.
hatches.
And then we're going to start killing. Sides are going to go into here. 8 dice into them. I am going to spend this 3 off the campaign board, for my command board, sorry, for maintain distance, which means I get +1 to hit against this guy. 3s here. Not that it mattered. I still got 4 successes, which is going to be 2 shields, but I don't get any damage because your armor is done. It does, however, let me make a attack with my fighters.
Yep.
Twice, because you have no flak on. I gotta get a 6.
You need a 6, damage. Yeah.
I did. So
hey.
On 3s again. So that's gonna be a total of 1 point of damage. But I didn't blow you up. He lives. He's not pretty, but he lives.
Yeah, I might need to actually move and do something before I blow up. So I think, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Smart.
My
shields are down over here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna
Kamikaze.
Move through, and despite the temptation to fire into the rear arc here,
you have a shield, a shields down ship you could be attacking right now.
I do indeed, and this is cannon missile. So
your cannons first. What, 4 shots?
4 shots.
-1 to hit though, and then are you outside of 12? I think you're inside 12. Yep. So just no other mods.
So just 5 to hit because I'm crippled.
Yeah. 1 hit.
Nothing.
So it gets absorbed by my armor.
And then missiles. What's your flak?
The flak on that guy, I believe, is 2, so -1.
Okay,
or -2 from the roll.
I do need. Oh wait, no, I can't do anything then because
this is go to 0 because of my flak. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all right.
Okay. Back to me. I don't love this guy being in the rear, but there's very little I can do about it. So I'm just gonna start moving. I'm gonna head up 6. I'm gonna pivot, and then I'm gonna go 2 more. Then I'm going to drop some knowledge on you. These are cannon shots. I'm -1 to hit. Your shields aren't down, so like this is just me going after this guy and trying to kill him. I need 5s. I got 1. There's enough. And you've got your gun turrets left. My escorts left.
So I am going to activate this gun turret, and we're going to fire some cannons into these sneaky little guys because they always seem to do
the worst. The worst work. Yeah.
Always, always, always.
Well, you're over 6, but inside 12. I have a small target though. So
yep.
-1. Some cannons. Get them.
Need 5s to hit. Not a point.
Shield goes down.
It's a shield.
I got a shield. We really need to finish off some dudes. So what we're going to do is we're going to move 4. We're going to pivot 45. We're going to move 4 again. And then last 4-inch move to there. Everyone's going to come around with us. And then we are going to
start putting some shots on target.
I gotta finish this off. This is not going great otherwise. I lost my. This is going back on in a second though, so I'm just gonna leave that there. So we're gonna do missile pods and cannons all into this thing because we gotta blow it up. So with the cannons, we're gonna have your sitting duck, 6 shots, and they're gonna hit on 3s.
Sure are.
Stay on target. Not great. 4 total, and your armor's 3. Yeah. So
Sure.
1 damage. 6 missiles, same thing. We're not inside 6, so it's going to be on 3s. 4 more.
Another point.
Same thing. Almost half health it, and then we're going to spend that 5 off the board for sworn shields. After I finish shooting with an honor guard unit, immediately seal my hatches again. And to get a shield back. Whoop, whenever I seal my hatches. Native hatch seal ability, which is called reflexive shielding. So it is down to your last gun turret. Heck yeah, why not?
That ship out.
6
so
shots.
6 shots. I'm
4s.
looking for 4s.
Last thing, duck.
Oh.
2 gets absorbed by armor. He loves. Turn 3. All right, shields come back. Thank goodness. Gain a ship token or a whatchamacallit, fighter token. On the command board twice. I'm going to ditch my elite house guards and roll them again too. And get those sweet sworn shields. There
Oh,
it is.
no.
And then I also got another superiority for a 90-degree turn, and then I got it back in elite house.
And then I need to roll my 6 that I used for my bomb. All right,
2.
weapon transposition, so I can swap out guns.
That's so cool. You
It's
can like
so
change
neat.
out your outfit. On the
Yeah, I'm
fly.
going
I
to be
love
taking
that.
double lasers on something.
That's it.
And then charge shields, I can immediately regain lost shields.
I love that. And then we roll initiative.
I've got...
The last one.
I've got...
Oh, yeah, the escorts. And
Yep,
you got
I'm
one
going
of
to do
the
my
light
escorts
stuff.
this turn. It's 6
Factor
again.
2. No, I hate this. I hate this the most. Sense that you were like chasing me though, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So you're showing up like behind me because I'm fleeing.
You were going to turn tail and run, and instead you're going for the
Instead we
gate.
attack for the gate. So initiative. Let's see who's going first. I really need to win this because I think my capital's dead otherwise. No! Oh no! The fury of the avenging sun.
Okay, I'm gonna fire from one of the turrets into that guy. I need to take this guy out before he does
Before he
something scary.
So that's on 4s, 2 hits. Just my shield's going down.
Yeah, just shields. Oh, I'll take it.
I mean, I am already crippled. I'm gonna go before everything goes terribly wrong for him, and he's gonna start moving. He's gonna go 4 to here, and then he'll pivot. Whoops, he'll pivot 45, and then he'll go 4 again to there. Shoot all of our guns at this gate because I don't like it very much. I'm gonna maintain distance to give myself +1 to hit because these lasers will obliterate this guy hopefully. So I'm hitting on 2s now. Come on, lasers!
Ooh.
Oh, that's gonna be 5. Yep.
So I just take 4. Ouch.
6.
6. I only have 2 left now.
And then, well, you do. We're sending the fighters. 'Cause I think this is my last hurrah here. Does it have turrets?
It
Or flash light?
does not. I'm pretty sure.
Somehow it's out of 6. I get 8 attacks to kill it, but I hit on 3s because it's a sitting duck.
And 6
Oh,
is
sorry, I hit on 2s because I still have the maintain distance.
and 6 is double damage.
Yep. 1, 2,
4, 5, 6.
3, 4, 5, 6 exactly. There we go. We got it. Kaboom! Surprise from the rubble field. Now is I have to leave the table because anything that dies stays dead in this. That's not great for me. So we are now over to your activation.
I've got a gun turret, and I'm going to take this ship out.
This feels like the right thing to do.
So I get +1 to hit because we are point blank
6, yeah.
within 6, and they're cannons.
3s.
So I need 3s, and I need
Okay, God,
it's gone.
8. Yeah, that's it. Gone.
Boom.
So you did 8 and 9. That's exactly enough to kill me.
Bam!
just that was the definition of Pyrrhic victory now. So I'm gonna make the rest of this real simple. Use superiority. When I activate a ship or squadron, I'm gonna move 4. Then I'm gonna pivot 90. Then I'm gonna move 4 again. Be like, bye. See you later, alligators. Is I still have all my guns, so I'm gonna shoot this guy because my rear guns are actually capable of firing 4 shots, which I will do. 4 shots into this turret. It's a sitting duck. How many hits does it have? Just 1? 2? 3 shields and 3 health. Amazing. Okay, well then we'll send our guns after it first. See if we take its shields down. No. No, because I hit on 3s. And then I might as well. It's three turrets. I don't think I can actually hurt it with fighters. I ignore your shields though, don't I? D6 attacks. I get 1. It does nothing. It's you.
I am going to open up a little micro wormhole.
As one does. Oh no! How does that work?
And go right there.
Okay.
So that's my whole activation. I don't get to shoot or
Do anything else?
but I can set myself up to maybe try to do something to that guy.
Love that. Okay. Well then, we're gonna go with my escorts. They're gonna also superiority. They're gonna move 4. They're gonna turn 90. They're gonna move 4. They're gonna turn 90. And then they're going to move 4 back at you because they're going to go to a big circle. Like so. Shoot all the guns at this guy because we don't want him to live. First 6 of my gun turrets, which are going to be on force because you're not small. That's 5 total, so 2 shields and then a point of damage. No flak, so we send our 6 missiles after you. Also on force. That's going to be 4 damage.
That is pretty ferocious. So I am down to 1 hit now.
Oh my goodness. And then can I seal my shields? I can. Sworn shields. I got a hull shield token. And my shields come back up. You got a gun turret? No, you've used both your gun
Yep,
turrets.
I have. I've got
It's just your
my
escorts.
orderlies.
That's right.
Who moved 12. I think they're going to be...
Can they micro wormhole?
No, I foolishly roll. I'm like, oh, I won't need to use both of those. Yeah, now I do wish I
Teleporting is incredibly powerful.
It is. So all I can really do is hightail it.
Just go 12?
So I'm just going to go 12 and try to get within range.
Do you want to pivot just like towards me?
Do these, they all have 12 inch, so it doesn't matter if I transpose weapons. Okay. So I think I'm just going to leave. Me? Yep. Okay. And next turn, maybe I can
get a cool reinforcement. Or your shields come back. My shields would have come back if I wasn't dead. And then it's or we do command boards. I'm going to get rid of Elite House Guards and just reroll all 5 of these. I got 2 Scramble Fighters. I got another Sworn Shield.
Oh, goodness.
I got a Superiority, which I really needed, and an Elite House Guard.
Reroll the 2 that I have. But I am...
Transpose.
Oh, teleporter bomb. I'll take
fantastic. It. Mission technically ended when I blew up the gate at the end of that turn. So but you still would have gotten my ship that blew it up because that would have happened already. So that's game. So I've lost a ship. Let's go and sit and do our post.
And what I should say too is I really like how this works because the campaign is a campaign of attrition.
Right.
Right? Like your goal is to survive to the end. And so even on missions like this where, I lost something, I'm still whittling away at your force.
That's right. I got less resources for the next one.
So, and that's how I have to think about victory for me is,
and
whittling you down.
And I had to spend a ship basically to get this game.
Right.
So there we go. End of the game. I managed to blow up the jump gate, but I lost a ship. I did forget that my scepters have 4 shields, but Bob kept losing damage into my armor.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would have manifestly changed anything. I probably still would have lost the Pilgrim. Because I didn't make any damage to anybody else, there's nothing to repair for the campaign turn.
That was nice and clean.
I would get D3 plus 1 hull points back at everybody in between games. And it's worth mentioning, we did use an additional campaign rule from the rulebook that I forgot to talk about, which is called refitting. Refitting ships, for every 15 points of fleet size you have in a game, 1 ship can get a refit. And what it means is you kind of tweak with the ship design. So in this case, my Sovereign, which is my big battleship, is going to sacrifice a point of flak and a point of shield. So it has 4 shields and 2 flak, but gain a point of armor. It has reinforced armor. And all of those things are stuff like that. The capital ships can drop down their shields to gain dorsal lasers. They can do things like extend their hull, which means they're -2 speed, but they get +1 to their hull, or -4 speed for +2 to their hull. Basically, you swap a stat around.
Yeah.
And shields tend to be more valuable than flak, for instance, and hull tends to be more valuable than speed, XYZ. So it's not a straight 1-to-1 for each point. Typically, when you trade something, it's of equal or lesser value. And that's it. So we're going to round 2. I'm down a ship, which means I'm at 24 total points of my fleet left. And you don't track anything because you're just the random defenders that are just coming after me.
I don't have to track anything. And the end of the campaign, which is 6 total games, is if you, this is a spoiler, we fight a battleship at the end, mine.
This is a big one.
You win if the battleship blows up and you have any ship surviving.
Yeah.
And otherwise, I win if I blow everything you have up.
In Horus Heresy terms, they send the phalanx after us. They're just no. We're not doing this. Or what was the one that Gilliman had? It was I forgot the name of it. His Avenging Sons super fortress or whatever it was that he shows up with after Calth. Although a lot of Gilliman's ships get destroyed at Calth, where his big Gloriana class ones are all gone. So there isn't a Vengeful Spirit or a Conqueror, which are the Gloriana class big ships. Not a lot of them are left.
I only think of my Dark Angels one. The Invincible Reason.
The Invincible Reason.
The best name ever.
Oh. Invincible Reason. So we will be back with another game, which is Act 1, Part 2A, and there's Part 2B.
There's Act 1, Part 1, Act 1, Part 2.
Act
So
two.
Part 2 is Meeting Point.
Meeting point. That's right. We're trying to link up with the remains of our fleet. So we'll see you for that one next week. Until then, I'm Ash. This is Bob. Before gaming.